Well, joining me now is author George Hobbs here in the studio. And George, you like writing books of interest about the Isle of Man. I know that. You've done quite a few. But I mean, this title is just fantastic. Power Poles and Plate Laying, Keeping the MER on Track.
That's correct.
Now, this has got to be something that has taken you a passion to write, I'm guessing, right? You love the railways and that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm. I like the railways. I have been coming on vacation to the Isle of Man for many, many years, and eventually we decided it's such a nice place, we'd come and live here. And we have a nice house very near the MER in the north.
Right.
Total coincidence, of course.
You just love that sort of thing.
What we were looking for was, could we write a book about the MER which was a bit different and covered some of those things which have never been dug into before.
Well, I'm interested because, I mean, obviously they've been changing the poles over and that sort of thing. So over to you. Is that good, bad? Are you know, what have they done? Is it in traditional ways?
Well, the average person sees the trams and thinks about nothing else apart from how great they are. Agreed, they are great. But obviously, if you haven't got good track and you haven't got good power supply and everything else, then the trams aren't going to go very far. So my background as an engineer has been to deal with all sorts of engineering things, including railways in the past. And one of the things that I did was to work on a railway which was on a pear drop shaped island, where it was connecting the main city of the island to one of its other towns, and it was about an hour and a half's journey away. So that rings a certain number of bells with the MER.
Right.
The difference is, of course, that I'm talking about Taiwan, and this is the high-speed railway, which if you ran at that speed would take you about 8 minutes from Douglas to Ramsey. So that's a very different kettle of fish from the more relaxed and, let's say, good old-fashioned way that the MER runs. A nice pleasant journey. You can look out the windows, you can lean out of the tram if you want to, but mind your head on the poles.
Yes.
And you get there in the same sort of time, but at a much more civilised pace, to my mind. So
this book, I mean, you've been out taking lots of photos, got lots of old photos as well. Was it a long write for this? I mean, to come up with all this? I mean, it's quite a lot of words as well as pictures in it, I notice.
It's quite a lot.
Fantastic.
It's one of those where, having an interest, you take the pictures and you take a few more pictures, and at some point you start thinking, if I put all these pictures together with a number of words and find someone who's got a collection of old photographs, then perhaps we can put together a book around it, talking about how it was built, how it's maintained, and how it's changed over the years. So that's what we've come out with. So yes, it's been a long time in the gestation. In terms of 2-3 years ago, I thought possibly do a book like this, but you still need to get your good shoes on, get out there and take the pictures.
How long did it take you in total to write and produce?
It's been going about 2 years, but obviously that's not a fully dedicated task in that time. We do other books, we sell other books, hopefully. And
how many have you got out?
Life gets in. We've got a total of about 20 books out on the Isle of Man, and we've been working on those for getting on for 10 years now. We started off before we arrived on the island, and then we came here and we've rather specialised on the island itself and things of interest.
Where can people get hold of this?
This book is available in most of the bookshops across the island and a number of other places, and it's available now, and hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you don't.
I'm sure we'll. What's next?
What is next?
How many books you've got in your pipeline?
There's one or two things in the pipeline. I absolutely hate being a hostage to fortune, because if you say a book about is going to be out in 6 weeks and something goes wrong, as it can always do, then you look very stupid.
Right, but you've got more to go.
I try not to look stupid. Sometimes I do.
But there's more.
There's more in the pipeline, yes. There's always more in the pipeline, until such time you think, why are we doing this? And you hang up the pen, or rather throw the computer mouse out the window.